Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Notary Academy channel. I'm Kimberly Sennett, and today we are featuring another incredible story from one of our students. At Notary Academy, we are all about real stories, real journeys, and real results. So our guest today has taken a leap into the notary world. She has an inspiring story, and she has a story that a lot of you, I think, will relate to. So I would like to talk about her path, her challenges, and her wins that she's experienced being a Notary Academy student. So please help me give a very warm welcome to Miss Lyric Nash. Thanks for being here today, Lyric.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be selected in your series.
Well, thank you for doing it. I super appreciate it. So I want to tell everybody how long you've been a notary, where you live, and what did you do before you became a notary?
I live in the Inland Empire, Southern California. Um, I Before I became a notary, well, while as I became a notary, I worked for LA County Department of Public Social Services for 32 years.
Wow.
Retired 2 years ago in November, actually. And I, how long have I been a notary? So, years and years and years ago, probably about 20 years ago, I got my very first commission. I was thinking about it this morning. I think my father had said something about I needed to do taxes or notary or I'd be good at it. And I kind of looked at both, and notary was easier than taxes. So I got my commission and didn't do anything, absolutely nothing with it. Absolutely nothing.
Okay, and what year was that?
Oh, I don't even remember. Like I said, probably about 20 years ago at least.
Okay, okay.
Um, I don't think after I passed the test, I don't think I ever even gave it a second thought. And then I got my commission again after hearing about loan signing system. I said, okay, I can do this. And I got my commission again. That was in 2019. And I was still working. I was working 10-hour days, 4 days a week. Well, minimum 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day was my scheduled shift. I was probably working 11 and a half, 12. And on top of that, I had a minimum hour drive, one each way to work. But I still figured I can make it work. Well, I was wrong. I couldn't. Um, that commission expired in 2023, and in 2022 is when I connected with you. Okay, and that's also when I started thinking about retirement. And I said, okay, let me start preparing so that when I retire, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So I started doing that. And like I said, I retired in 2023. And as happens, life happens. And I've had some family issues and family obligations that have hindered me doing what I would like to do, in addition to a little fear.
Okay, so let's talk about that. You, when you got your notary commission, well, even 20 years ago, I'm assuming you probably went through the National Notary Association.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then this time when you got your notary commission, when you decided, in 2019, did you go through
I went
National
through
Notary
the,
Association?
yes, I did. I
Okay.
did.
And then you did loan signing system. And then how did you find me? Did you find me through loan signing system
So,
or did
yeah,
you?
I was at a conference, loan signing conference, and somebody that I met there introduced me to you. And then probably, I don't know, probably a few weeks later, it may have even been a couple of months later, you had posted something in the group about email and a video you have from Secretary of State on journals. And I contacted you through Facebook to see if I could get a copy of it. And you told me about Notary Academy. I checked it out. And I had checked it out a little bit prior to that. But after, that short, brief communication, I checked it out a little more thoroughly, and I think I joined that day or the next day.
Okay. And is what other training programs? Is that it? Loan signing
Just those
system?
two.
Those, okay.
Other than the required from the NNA to get your background and their certificate.
Right. So what was it about Notary Academy that made you join that day?
I like the fact that it was California specific. Um, that's where I'm at. That was where I was going to be doing my notarizations, and I wanted to be able to know the California laws forward and backward like the back of my hand. realizing that I may be doing notarizations for other properties out of state, but my notarizations were going to be completed in California, and I wanted to know that as best as I could.
Yeah,
And
your
the fact
skills,
that
your
you're
laws, your
California
foundation.
specific is really what drew me to you.
Awesome. Yeah, and for those of you that are watching viewers know that Notary Academy is based nationally, so we are in other states and that's what we specialize in is state-specific quality training. So that's one thing that I noticed as well is we had a little bit of a loan signing craze where now as a signing service owner, I see a lot of times notaries are lacking their skills, their laws, and their foundation. Some of them don't know their basic laws in their state. And that's where we get ourselves into the most hot water, right? Okay, so do you primarily focus on loan signing or do you focus on all notary work? What is, or are you just like
I
whatever
haven't
comes your
done loan
way?
signing yet.
Okay.
Like I said, there's some fear. I have done some general notary work. And that's really what I've done, a little bit that I've done. Like I said, I've had, unfortunately, family issues for 3 to 4 years that
Hmm.
have been on and off to different severities that have hindered, in addition to my fear, hindered me from going fully in like I'd like to.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that Notary Academy has given you enough confidence that that's what made you go out and do general notary work?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I don't think if I hadn't gotten involved with Notary Academy, even the little bit of general notary work that I've done, I don't think I would have done. I think I would have been afraid to even mess those up. Um, and even then, knowing that I still go in a little fearful because I haven't done a lot of it. And so knowing that I have the lifeline that I can text, and I have texted you and asked you about certain things.
Hmm.
And I've talked to Audra and texted her. Knowing that you're there helps me to get through and say, okay, yeah, I can do this, and even though I haven't done a lot, put myself out there. As a matter of fact, I was at Long Beach VA yesterday, and I've given them some cards because that's where my brother goes. And I was talking to one of I don't even remember her position, but she's one of the admin staff, and she asking me about different types of notarizations that I'm able to do. And she has my card. She says, okay, I'll start giving your cards out and calling you if they have questions. So although, it's still a little scary, I am putting myself out there for the work to happen when and if it comes up. And Notary
Perfect.
Academy has given me that confidence. Like I said, even if I don't know I can reach out and get the answers that I need.
Absolutely. And that's the thing is I think that a lot of times people when they realize that they have something in their back pocket, you have us at your fingertips. You can call us and text us and we're going to be there to help you. So, what has been the most rewarding part of being a notary so far for you?
I think just helping people to make what they want or need come true. Um, my first notarization was for a coworker, and they were starting a business. And I don't remember the name of the form, but it was a form they needed to have notarized to file some paperwork. So that was good. I was helping her to get her business started. I've done power of attorneys, I've done healthcare directives, so helping people to get their affairs in orders. That's all rewarding.
Yeah,
Helping people do what they need and want to do.
I feel the same way. I feel like anybody that gets into the notary field should be somebody that is has like a gracious heart, somebody that is willing to help others and reap the benefits of seeing somebody, like you just said, get a house or have their affairs in order, know that they've gotten all their
Help them.
paperwork done. Yeah, and you've helped them.
That's
It's
what my career was. I was in social services, helping the vulnerable populations.
so see,
So it's
it's like
kind
a
of an
perfect fit
extension.
for
It's an
retirement.
extension of what I did as a career before.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that too. So then you would agree too that being a notary, you have to be detail
Oh,
oriented
absolutely.
and you have to read, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what advice would you give to someone who is considering becoming a notary?
That you need to want to help people. Um, you need to be detailed, like you were just saying. Um, it's not a hard job, but it's not difficult either if you do know what you're doing and you want to do a good job at it. And if those things, describe you, go for it.
I agree. Okay, so I want to know, have you ever done any of the It's Finally Friday mentorships?
I haven't done any recently, but I have done some, yes.
Okay, and how did you like that?
I like it. You get to share your wins, hear about new things coming up, ask questions, hear others' experiences. I like it. It's in my calendar. It's just if I can make it, I can make it. And unfortunately, recently I haven't been able to, but it's in my calendar. It's a standing
Yeah.
appointment.
Well, and see, because we do them on Fridays, but they're free. We do them at noon. So I do them at noon because I figure that, if somebody's on a lunch break or something like that, but I'm sure you're out shuttling people
Yeah,
around.
yeah, that's been the case recently. Yeah.
Um, I want to know what is your plan for your future notary career? Do you have any plans to diversify into any other subjects? Are you going to take an apostille course? Are you planning on doing permit running? What's your plan?
I would like to do it all. Um, of course, I want to be good at everything, and I know that starts with being a good notary. Because even with apostilles, I know there's the notarization part to it. And even if I'm not doing the notarization, even if that's already been done, I need to make sure it's done correctly so that the apostille doesn't get rejected. So I'd like to do that. I'd like to do loan signings. I don't want to limit myself. If I'm able to do it, I'd like to do it.
And do you see yourself, you, I know you, let's talk about the fear for a minute because I think that's huge. I think a lot of people feel, sometimes when I talk to them, I feel like they feel like they're embarrassed that they haven't gotten started yet, or that they're, so fearful that something bad, really bad's going to happen to them, right? I mean, that's my take on it. That's how I feel about it. But let's really talk about it. For you personally, what is the fear? Is it what I just said? Is it the fear of like you just don't want to mess up? Or
Well, it's not embarrassment because if it was
right.
embarrassment, I wouldn't show up to meetings and trainings
Sure.
and keep doing all that. So for me, it's not embarrassment. I don't like the fact that I haven't gotten started just personally because I really, really want to.
Well, you
But
you have gotten started. You just
yeah,
haven't
yes. Well, I haven't done what
slow
I'd
to
like to
speak.
do. I
Yeah.
haven't gotten as far as I'd like to have been by now.
Right.
Just because, I really want to dive in. The fear for me is because I know it's dealing with some of the large, especially like loan signing, is dealing with some of the largest purchases people will make in their lives. And I don't want to make a mistake for them or for me. I granted, if I make a mistake, I'm going to go and fix it without a doubt. But it's that fear of potentially making a mistake um, that could push something back, throw something off,
Mhm.
that with loan signings. With general notary work, I'm kind of getting over that fear a little bit. Um, I actually think general notary work is a lot easier than loan signings because it's not multiple pages, hundreds of pages or tens of pages that you have
Right.
to make sure are right. I think it's a lot simpler. So there's still some, you're dealing with big decisions and big things, but I guess maybe because I've done it a little more, that the fear is not there as much. And people always say, jump in, like you were saying earlier. But there's that fear, and I know I need to jump in. I just have to have I think once I do a few, just like with general notary, I'll be more comfortable with it.
Okay, so I want to tell you something that I hope will resonate with you, and I hope it'll resonate with others. If others are hearing this, because you are more like the norm than you are, not. I hear it so much where people are like, I really want to do this, but I'm so scared. And it could be for a multitude of reasons, right? I mean, it could be all the way from like, I'm just scared to go into somebody else's home, right? But the biggest one is the loan signing and that it just seems really scary. What you should remember is that when You know your skills, your laws, and your foundation. You know how to actually notarize properly, which I know you do because I taught you how to, right?
Yeah.
When you know how to notarize properly, you know your notarizations and you know your certificates and you know your state laws. And you know all of that, and I know you do, and you're confident in that. You can notarize anything. It doesn't matter if it's loan signing, if it's estate planning, it doesn't matter what you notarize. So then everybody's going to go, well, then why do I need all these loan signing certifications? Why do I need all of this? The reason you need that is because it's basically your badge of honor to prove to whatever hiring companies are going to hire you that you are competent in the skill, that you have seen the documents, that you know how to guide somebody through a loan signing. The fear that you have is more about making a mistake. But the thing is that you can fix mistakes. And just like you said, if I make a mistake, I'm absolutely fixing it, right? The biggest thing with loan signing is the urgency. So understanding that if you do make a mistake, we're on a time crunch. They have to record these documents at a certain time or they need these scan backs as quick as possible. So as long as you're willing to go back, you're willing to rearrange your schedule, you move heaven and earth, you're doing whatever you can to just make sure that you meet the time constraints. That's all anybody really cares about. The mistakes are, as long as you fix them, you're golden. So I hope that that helps. I hope it helps you, and I hope it helps anybody that's watching.
It does. And the fact that you use the word urgency, that kind of like ding, 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 because in my prior career, there was a lot of urgency needed. And I can't count the number of times when I said, you don't have any urgency about this assignment, I need this yesterday, that kind of thing. So that saying, using that one word, you know, although I know it, I've heard it, it just hearing it, I guess, spoken directly to me,
It
it
just
kind of like
clicked.
ding, 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 ding. Yeah, yeah.
And see, that's the thing is I really want people to understand that is that it's really all any kind of notary work you do. Because estate planning might be something that somebody's like, oh, I don't know. Or just like you said, the apostilles, like that might be something that somebody's like, eh. I hear
Mhm.
people say it all the time. I can't do that. I've never done that. I can't do that. And when you actually walk yourself through it, or you have somebody walk you through it and help you, and you do it for the first time, you're like, wait, what? Like that was so much easier than I allowed myself to think about it. So I'm going to give you one more tip and then I'm going to ask you another question. Another tip is that Mel Robbins from Let Them, right?
Mhm.
Her whole theory of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blast off. I don't know if you've heard that, and I've talked about it before because I just thought that it's just a great way to get yourself out of your own head. So instead of allowing yourself to think about, oh, this is what's going to happen if I don't do this, or this is what's going to happen if I do this, like you play all these scenarios in your head, right? Instead, you tell yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blast off, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 blast off. And as soon as you say blast off, you don't get to think anymore. You just do. You just do. So whatever you put in your head, I'm gonna go, market whatever it is, and then you don't think about, well, I can't do that because I have to go do this or I have to do that. No. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 blast off. I'm in my car.
Yeah, and then we do that in other aspects. I do that in other aspects. It's just you don't, like you said, in my head.
Yeah,
In my
exactly. So hopefully those are things to help you and help other viewers with, jumping over that fear and realizing that it's not as bad as or not as scary as
as we
you
think
guys
it
might
is.
think it is. Yep.
Yeah.
And just like you said with the general notary work, the repetition, the more you do, the easier it gets and you're like, okay, I got this. I can do this. Same thing with any notary work that you do. After you do it a few times, you're like, this is no big deal. I got this. So
Gotta jump.
hopefully that helps.
It does. Thank you.
Okay, what would you say to someone who's on the fence about joining Notary Academy?
Oh, jump. Um, like I said, I once I looked through it and saw everything that you guys offer, and again, you guys are, in other states doing state specific. That I really appreciate. The fact that you guys are there when we need you, I appreciate. All the courses, the willingness to help, that I appreciate. I can also say that, like I said, I did my first two commissions with the NNA. When I renewed my commission this last time in 2023, I did it through my Notary Academy, and I scored higher on my test than I did when I took it with the Notary Academy the second time, I don't remember what I scored the first time, but I did score higher. Um, Probably about at least, I think I was maybe in the high 80s when I did it with NNA, and I was in the 90s when I did it with Notary Academy. And
I
will
love it.
forever, you know, be grateful for that. And that speaks volumes to me, because it was an online class versus a 1 day, 6 hour class. And I appreciated Angela and her teaching style and your teaching style. It's something that I can learn from, obviously, you know. So I have no qualms about recommending Notary Academy to anybody who is even considering you guys or considering becoming a notary, needing mentorship, anything.
I super appreciate that. I want to say I've been around you for a hot minute and I have loved seeing your journey because I've known you since before you retired.
Mhm.
And just watching, I know that it's been slow, but like I said, slow is a speed. And you just said right now, you're like, well, I haven't totally gotten started. No, actually, you have. You've notarized, you've done it. Because there's some people that, they are so fearful that they don't even go out and do the general notary work. And the fact that you've already done that, you've actually done the hard part and you don't even realize it, that you've actually done the hardest part.
I,
So,
I didn't when I was like, because I do think I haven't done anything with it. So thank you.
yeah, absolutely. And I love the fact that I get to have a front row seat and watch you continue to flourish and grow your notary business and your notary journey. I want to tell you thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for doing this and being here for your other fellow students. I know that sharing your story with us today, honestly, Lyric, your journey is inspiring, and I know that it will motivate so many others that are thinking about becoming notaries. So
I hope so.
if you're watching this and you're wondering if a notary career could be right for you, or if you're looking for training that actually prepares you for real world success, Notary Academy is here for you. We have a great group of students. We have lots of fun here, and the camaraderie is amazing. I love spending time with you and all of our friends at Notary Academy. So thanks for
Yeah.
being here, Lyric.
Thank you. You're gonna
Hmm.